Hey class, Dr. Mac here, just checking in post-poison ivy recovery. I have little left on my face thanks to not giving as many kisses to my dog Norman in case he did escape. I am happy to be re-engaging with you this week. I hope you enjoyed my content and video from last week. I actually took a week off making videos to let my poison ivy heal, and also because I was traveling, but I'm excited to be back engaging with you all. I just graded all of your discussion forums as well as your personal reflections. How awesome those were to see your stories, your backgrounds, your experiences. Thank you for sharing that with me and being open and authentic. This week, we actually talk about employment laws. Are they working? Labor laws. And I want to speak to one that is personally a triumph to me. Nobody would ever think that the passage of an employment law would make one tear up. But I'm going to share a few experiences that I've had in my workplaces, not my current workplaces, but other ones. So when I got my undergrad, it was actually in recreation therapy. I had a bachelor's in recreation therapy, which is pretty much you love the spirit of play and you use play as a way to work on social skills, mental health, cognitive rehabilitation with stroke patients, to engaging and socializing with persons that might have major depression. So I worked in a few different fields after my undergrad, working as an adventure recreational therapist, working as a supervisor for community homes with disabilities, and working at a community action agency for people that serve people of marginalized populations. Even Dr. Mac screws up our words. Populations. And in working at those different workplaces, I've had a lot of poor experiences. I've always identified as the public health term, WSW, which is a lesbian as far as my sexuality. So I date women. I often dress more masculine. I will wear a bow tie and a sweater before you'll see me hopping around in a sunflower dress. It's just the way that I feel more comfortable and more myself. I have a partner, and I've always used that term just to stay away from gender bias. When being out and identifying as a lesbian wasn't safe in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I came from a Catholic prep school. So I've had workplaces where I've used that word partner. Specifically, when a coworker asked me what I did this past weekend, I said my partner and I took a boat out on a lake and went fishing. And I was later pulled into an office where my boss, which was, it was kind of like a power struggle. I think she felt maybe threatened by me because I was in school then for my doctorate. And she told me that I wasn't allowed to use the word partner because everyone knew that it was referencing my girlfriend. I was pulled in again with that same boss and told I wasn't allowed to use the word gay. When a coworker had asked me what softball league I played in, and I said, "Oh, well, I play in the Still City League." And when my coworker said, "I don't know what league that is," I said, "It's the gay league." And I was told I was not allowed to use that term. I wasn't allowed to say gay or partner at work. And so, when you have this heaviness of you can't be your authentic self at work, it takes away from your mental health. It takes away from feeling safe. And so I've been through a lot of different experiences where I've been discriminated against in the workplace. I actually just published an article, if anyone's interested in it. Shoot me an email and I can send it to you. It's on the social and emotional well-being of lesbians and what contributes to their social and emotional health. And the one theme that arose in that research is shame and fear. So compartmentalizing oneself. They can't be out at work, they can't be out at home, etc. So what does this have to do with this week's content? Oh, well, great. Thanks for asking. I'm just talking back to you all in my head. So what this has to do is we saw the recent passage by the Supreme Court that it is now illegal to discriminate based off of sexuality. Talk about a win for labor and employment laws. So now, I can be who I am freely at work. I can't be fired for it. I can't have that fear or that risk or that loss of work. Some of the people that I interviewed in the research article that I just mentioned, they were fearful of outing themselves because they were teachers that worked for maybe Catholic institutions and feared the reactions of parents of their students, etc. They were never fearful of how their students would react. They were fearful of the parents of the students. And so I think it's important to, highlight some employment and labor-related laws. And, yins we use in Pittsburgh. It means it's a non-gender term for you all. So you all yins will post your own examples and laws this week and how it, how that law addresses the power between one person and the other. And that's exactly what happened in my experiences, is the power that my boss had over me was to use the discrimination power against me based off of my sexuality, which is crazy to me because my boss was also of a minority, just not a sexuality minority. And so you will also talk about this week your responsibility as a manager, as a leader, as an HR professional for understanding and enforcing employment-related laws. Beyond your typical, well, it's my job, you want to, much like we talked about in weeks 1 and 2, be sure that your strategies are aligning and goals are aligning with what you're doing in HR practices. And so that's important to remember because I think that some people will still fear coming out at work or sexuality at work because they don't know if they'll truly be protected. Will they be fired for something else? Will it be covered up? And so that's why it's important to make sure that you're not just doing your job at work, but to also show that you support your employees and that you believe in these laws and that you abide by these laws. And so that is my example for today. I apologize if I went on some crazy rants here or inserted some side comments, but I hope you guys enjoy these informal videos that just share my thoughts and examples. And as always, feel free to reach out should you have any questions. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all come up with this week. And lean in, take all that you can, drink coffee. This is what school's about, is losing sleep and being a transformational experience. And, if it wasn't hard, if it didn't sometimes keep you up late at night, then it wouldn't be worth it. So take care and reach out if you need support.